Have you ever wondered if there are places on Earth where no human dares to live, where nature still writes its own laws, and people simply aren't welcome? Even though we've mapped every mountain and scanned every forest from space, our planet still holds secret chambers of mystery, territories so extreme, so forbidden, they remain virtually untouched. From alien landscapes to forbidden islands, we're counting down the most isolated places on Earth that humans barely dare to explore. Let's start the journey to where roads end and the world's most baffling secrets begin. Number 1. Danakil Depression. Welcome to Earth's furnace. In Ethiopia's northeast lies the Danakil Depression, a place so hostile it's been dubbed the closest thing to hell on Earth. With blistering temperatures soaring beyond 120 degrees Fahrenheit, lakes of molten lava, and fields of toxic sulfur gas, this alien landscape challenges the very definition of life. And yet, the Danakil isn't just a dead zone, it's a scientific goldmine. In bubbling acid pools, scientists have discovered extremophiles, microorganisms that can survive lethal heat and acid levels. These tiny life forms are being studied for what they might reveal about the origins of life, not just on Earth, but possibly on Mars or Europa. Adding to the surrealism, local salt miners still trek through this inferno, carving slabs of salt from a crust that once formed ancient lakes. It's a brutal, dangerous job, but for generations, it's been a way of life. This place is more than a scorched wasteland. It's a frontier for discovery, a reminder that the most unwelcoming places on Earth may also be the most enlightening. Number 2. North Sentinel Island. Hidden deep within the Bay of Bengal is an island that's not just remote, it's violently unwelcoming. North Sentinel Island is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last truly uncontacted tribes on Earth. For over 60,000 years, they've lived in complete isolation, untouched by modern civilization, and they intend to keep it that way. Any outsider who tries to approach is met with arrows, spears, or worse. The Indian government has declared the island off limits. Even aerial drones are banned to avoid disturbing the tribe. That's how fiercely the Sentinelese protect their way of life. In 2018, the world was stunned when American missionary John Allen Chau attempted to make contact. Despite warnings, he approached the island and was killed shortly after. His death became a chilling reminder. Some places on Earth are not meant to be visited. To this day, we know almost nothing about the Sentinelese. Not their language, not their customs, not even how many of them remain. And perhaps, in a world obsessed with discovery, that mystery is what makes this island so hauntingly powerful. It's a place where time froze, and the door to the outside world was slammed shut. Number 3. Surtsey Island. In 1963, the Earth cracked open beneath the sea south of Iceland, and from the molten chaos, a brand new island rose from the waves. Its name? Surtsey, named after Surtur, the Norse fire giant. What began as a violent volcanic eruption became one of science's rarest gifts, a blank slate of land forming before our very eyes. From the very first day it surfaced, Surtsey became a protected laboratory. No tourists, no development, no interference, just raw, untouched Earth. Scientists rushed in, not to build, but to watch. They observed every natural event, seeds carried by the wind, birds nesting in volcanic cliffs, insects arriving uninvited. Even a tomato plant sprouted, accidentally fertilized by researchers' waste. That's how pure this island's evolution has been tracked. Surtsey offers something priceless, a real-time look at how ecosystems emerge from nothing into something living and complex. It's a time capsule of Earth recreating itself, and proof that even after destruction, life finds a way. Number 4. Snake Island, Brazil. Just off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, lies a lush green island so deadly that humans are forbidden to step foot on it. Welcome to Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island. It may look like paradise, but this 106-acre patch of land is crawling with up to 4,000 golden lancehead pit vipers, one of the most venomous snakes on Earth. These snakes aren't just dangerous, they're freakishly unique. Evolved in complete isolation, their venom is 5 times more potent than their mainland cousins. A single bite can liquefy flesh and kill within an hour. And since they have no natural predators here, they've multiplied freely, turning the island into a living horror movie. Local legends speak of lighthouse keepers and their families who met grisly fates when snakes crept into their homes. The stories were so harrowing that the Brazilian Navy shut down all public access. Today, only a handful of scientists are allowed to visit, and even they wear full protective gear and are strictly monitored. Snake Island isn't just off limits. It's a chilling reminder that not every slice of nature is meant to be explored. Number 5. Hang Son Doong Cave. In Vietnam's Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park, an ordinary patch of jungle hides something extraordinary, the largest cave on Earth. Hang Son Doong isn't just a cave, it's an underground universe. Over 3 miles long and towering up to 660 feet high, it's large enough to fit an entire New York City skyscraper inside. But its size isn't even its most jaw-dropping feature. Deep inside, ancient stalagmites rise like stone cathedrals. Sinkholes hundreds of feet wide allow sunlight to pour in, nurturing entire underground jungles, complete with plants, insects, and even monkeys. What's more, Hang Son Doong has its own weather system. Yes, you read that right. Clouds form and rain falls entirely within the cave itself. It's a world within a world that remained hidden until 2009, when a British-led expedition finally mapped its full extent. Today, access is strictly limited to preserve its fragile ecosystem. For those lucky enough to enter, it's not just a journey underground, it's a trip into the prehistoric past. Number 6. Palmerston Island. In the heart of the South Pacific lies a coral atoll so small and secluded it barely registers on the map. But Palmerston Island isn't just isolated. It's one of the strangest family trees in the world. Almost every one of its 58 residents is descended from a single man. In 1863, an Englishman named William Marsters landed on this tropical speck with 3 Polynesian wives. Over time, they had 23 children, who then had children of their own. Fast forward to today, and all but 3 islanders trace their ancestry directly to Marsters. It's not just a tight-knit community, it's practically a living genealogy experiment. There are no cars, no stores, and no running water. Electricity is limited. Communication with the outside world is via a single satellite phone. A supply ship comes only twice a year. Everything else? Grown, fished, or built by hand. Palmerston is a living time capsule, a reminder of how isolated human life can be when survival depends entirely on family, sea, and sky. Number 7. Devon Island. Imagine stepping into a place so cold, so lifeless, it could be mistaken for another planet. Welcome to Devon Island, the world's largest uninhabited island, frozen in the Canadian Arctic. Stretching over 21,000 square miles, it's bigger than some countries, yet not a single soul lives here. Why? Because Devon Island isn't just remote, it's otherworldly. With brutal winds, barren rock fields, and temperatures that can plummet to minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, this place doesn't just look like Mars, it feels like it. In fact, it's so similar to the Red Planet that NASA has turned it into a full-scale training ground. Since 1997, scientists have tested Mars rovers, habitats, and even spacesuits right here, simulating what it would take to survive on another world. At the heart of the island lies the Houghton Impact Crater, a 14-mile-wide scar left by a meteor strike 39 million years ago. It's the perfect stand-in for Martian terrain, filled with sharp rocks, alien-like dust, and a silence so deep it's been described as the sound of space. But here's something wild. Astronauts and engineers who train on Devon Island often report something strange, a sense of psychological isolation. No cell signal, no animals, no trees, just the endless white of snow and stone. It's the closest you can get to being on Mars without leaving Earth. If we ever colonize another planet, the first real steps won't happen in space. They already started right here, on Devon Island. Number 8. Sarisarinama Mountain. In Venezuela's remote southern jungle, a colossal, flat-topped mountain juts skyward from the dense canopy like something out of a fantasy novel. This is Sarisarinama, a sandstone plateau shrouded in legend and mystery. For the indigenous Yekwana people, it's sacred ground. But for scientists, it's something far more puzzling. In the 1970s, aerial surveys revealed something astonishing. Massive sinkholes on top of the mountain, some over 1,000 feet wide and plunging equally deep. But what truly shocked researchers was what lay within them. These weren't just gaping holes, they were self-contained ecosystems with their own climates, plants, and even species found nowhere else on Earth. It's as if time stopped inside these ancient pits, preserving a secret version of nature untouched for millennia. Some scientists call them lost worlds, because that's exactly what they are, sealed-off pockets of Earth's prehistoric past, thriving high above the jungle floor. Reaching them is nearly impossible, and descending into them is even riskier. But what they hold may forever change what we think we know about life's resilience and evolution. Number 9. Cape York Peninsula. At Australia's northernmost tip lies Cape York Peninsula, where civilization fades and the wild takes over. This vast, rugged expanse of rainforest, mangroves, and savanna stretches over 100,000 square kilometers and remains one of the last great frontiers of the outback. Cape York isn't just remote, it's sacred. Indigenous peoples have lived here for tens of thousands of years, deeply connected to the land, sea, and spirit world. Their stories are etched into the rocks and rivers, and their way of life has shaped the region's delicate ecosystems. The biodiversity here is staggering. Over 3,000 plant species flourish, including the rare golden orchid. 3 kangaroos leap through the canopy. Saltwater crocodiles patrol the estuaries, and hidden within its iron-rich hills are some of Australia's most breathtaking, untouched landscapes. Cape York remains largely undeveloped and fiercely protected. It's a place where ancient traditions meet untouched wilderness and where the modern world still dares not intrude too deeply. Number 10. Heard and McDonald Islands. At the bottom of the globe, where the Indian Ocean meets Antarctic winds, 2 forgotten islands stand alone, windswept, volcanic, and utterly wild. These are Heard and McDonald Islands, Australia's most remote territories, and perhaps its most violent. Heard Island is dominated by Big Ben, a 9,000-foot volcano that regularly spews lava into a landscape already choked with glaciers, black rock, and unrelenting blizzards. McDonald Island, just 26 miles away, is even more barren, a lifeless wasteland battered by waves and ice. No one lives here, no one could, and yet, life fights back. Penguins waddle across the lava fields, seals bask on icy shores, seabirds circle overhead in the thousands. These islands are a rare look at how nature behaves when humans aren't around to interfere, raw, unpredictable, and ferociously alive. With climate change accelerating, scientists are increasingly drawn to these islands to study the impact on untouched ecosystems. But even getting there is a challenge. Ships can be stranded, storms can last for weeks, and help is thousands of miles away. If you want to see Earth unfiltered, Heard and McDonald Islands are the edge of the map. Number 11. Vale do Javari. Buried deep within the Amazon rainforest lies Vale do Javari, one of the most isolated and protected regions on the planet. Spanning over 33,000 square miles, an area larger than Portugal, it's home to more uncontacted tribes than anywhere else on Earth. These indigenous communities have lived in complete isolation for centuries. No phones, no electricity, no roads. Many have never seen modern clothing or heard a spoken word outside their own language. For them, the jungle provides everything: food, medicine, shelter, and spirituality. But this peaceful solitude is under siege. Illegal loggers, miners, and poachers are steadily encroaching on tribal land, threatening not just ecosystems, but entire ways of life. The tribes have responded with resistance, sometimes violent, defending their invisible borders with bows, spears, and sheer determination. To the modern world, Vale du Javari may seem like a lost corner of the earth, but to those who live there, it is the center of their universe, and a fragile stronghold in the fight against extinction. Number 12. Tristan da Cunha. Imagine living on an island so isolated, it takes a week-long boat journey just to reach the nearest continent. That's life on Tristan da Cunha, a volcanic island in the South Atlantic and officially the most remote inhabited place on Earth. Home to just 250 people, Tristan is a community suspended in time. There's one school, one store, no airport, and no fast internet. Supplies arrive just a few times a year. Weather is brutal, with gale force winds and fog that can shroud the island for days, but it's also stunning. Towering cliffs overlook emerald valleys, and rare wildlife thrives, including the massive Tristan albatross and the prized Tristan rock lobster. It's a haven for scientists and explorers, but not for the faint of heart. Despite its isolation, Tristan da Cunha is a living testament to human endurance, where people have not only survived, but flourished at the edge of the world. Number 13. Cape Melville. In northeastern Australia, hidden among towering granite boulders and cloaked in rainforest mist, lies Cape Melville, a lost world where nature kept its secrets safe for centuries. Isolated by sheer cliffs and brutal terrain, this peninsula was considered inaccessible, even to most scientists. That changed recently, when a series of daring expeditions uncovered something astonishing: new species of reptiles never seen before, each uniquely adapted to this ancient, untouched environment. One of the most remarkable finds was the Cape Melville leaf-tailed gecko, an 8-inch-long lizard with eyes like headlights and a tail that looks exactly like a dead leaf, making it nearly invisible. Alongside it, scientists discovered the Cape Melville shade skink, a metallic blue-tailed lizard that zips through shadows, and the blotched boulder frog, which lives its entire life hidden within rock crevices, emerging only when the rains come. Cape Melville is proof that even in the age of satellites and Google Earth, there are still places on our planet waiting to reveal their magic, if you're brave enough to find them. Number 14. Villa Las Estrellas. At the edge of King George Island in Antarctica, a cluster of colorful buildings sits frozen in time. This is Villa Las Estrellas, one of only 2 civilian settlements on the entire continent. Life here is not for the faint-hearted. Founded by the Chilean government in 1984, the village includes a school, a small hospital, a church, and a handful of homes. Temperatures can drop to minus 128 degrees Fahrenheit, winds whip past at over 200 miles per hour, and months pass in total darkness during the winter. Residents, mostly scientists, soldiers, and their families, live in a reality few can imagine. Groceries come via frozen cargo planes. Kids attend class bundled in snow gear. A simple walk outdoors can be life-threatening without proper protection. Yet somehow, community thrives here. Birthdays are celebrated. Letters are sent from Antarctica's only post office. And in the silence of the South Pole, humans continue their quest to understand a continent more alien than any other on Earth. Number 15. Mariana Trench. Far below the surface of the Pacific Ocean lies a rift so deep, so dark, it makes Everest look like a speed bump. This is the Mariana Trench, the deepest known point on Earth, descending over 36,000 feet into a world of absolute darkness and bone-crushing pressure. At those depths, the weight is equivalent to 1,000 elephants standing on your head. Yet, despite the sheer hostility, life thrives here. Ghostly snailfish drift through the inky blackness. Giant amoebas the size of baseballs crawl across the seafloor, and around superheated vents, bizarre microbes survive temperatures and chemical conditions that would kill anything else on the planet. In 2012, filmmaker James Cameron made history, diving solo to the trench's deepest spot in a custom-built sub. What he captured looked less like an earthly ocean and more like a scene from an alien world. The Mariana Trench isn't just the bottom of the sea, it's the bottom of our understanding. And every dive into its depths is a journey into the unknown. That all for today's video. Which of these remote corners surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing journeys into Earth's hidden wonders.